Editing fast and being able to batch out a whole bunch of images in a very short time frame is the exact reason why photographers use spyware software like, for instance, Lightroom or ON1, or in my case, Capture One Pro, which has been my preferred software for quite a while. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Emil, and occasionally I dive into some Capture One tutorials. So if you would like to get more of these, please pop in the comments any ideas that you would like going forward, and as well, of course, remember to click like and subscribe, especially if you've watched this and you do enjoy the video. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to discuss 5 different ways that you can copy, paste, and sync the information across from one image to either another image or a batch of other images inside Capture One, because that is one of the ways that we can really speed up our editing by applying an edit to various other photographs. And Capture One gives us a number of different ways in which we can sync this particular data. So let's start off with number 1, copy paste. Copy paste is a fairly obvious way to be able to take the edits from one image and apply them to the next. So we're going to dive across into Capture One, and I have a series of photographs that I took on a commercial shoot for a food company in South Africa. Here is my edited image, and you can see if I jump into my Adjust section, there are various adjustments that have been made to this photograph. Now, the easiest way to be able to copy and paste these settings to a different photograph is simply to go in, hit Shift+C for copy, and then move across to the next image and hit Shift+V to be able to paste those edits, and you will see the images will change as you do that. If you're a Windows user, this is obviously Shift+C and Shift+V. That's it, plain and simple, nice and very easy. So that's your first and simplest way to be able to copy the edits between one photograph and another. But Capture One has an ace up its sleeve. It has what we call the Adjustments Clipboard. Copy-paste tip number 2, using the Adjustment Clipboard. The idea behind this, let's jump through to a different photograph this time around. So here I have a photograph of the truck and a silo in the background, and what I'm now going to do is I'm actually going to use the copy apply icons in the top right hand corner of the photograph. Now if I hit copy, it's essentially the same as hitting Shift+C. What you've done is you've copied it. However, you'll see there is a little drop down menu on the right hand side of this. When I click on that, you now get all of the different characteristics that have been adjusted from one image to the next. Now, if I just jump to the next image in the line and I just say apply, it will apply all of those settings to the photograph. I'm just going to undo that quickly. What I could potentially do though is I can go into my clipboard and I can say that I don't want to target my color. So I can remove that by clicking until there are no tick boxes on that particular setting. I can continue down the sharpening, the clarity. Maybe I don't want to add the clarity, so I can unclick that. Now I'll get all of those adjustments copied across except for the adjustments that I have chosen not to apply to the photograph. This is particularly important if we have things like a crop applied to one photograph and we want only the white balance or the exposure to be applied to the other photographs. So for example, in this photograph of somebody cleaning inside a mill, you can see from the actual photograph and its adjustments that I have also done some work to the actual shape. So I have distortion, there is some slider movement here as well. So obviously more than just the photograph's luminosity and tonality has been adjusted, so too has its geometry. Now what I could do, for instance, is if I want to apply only the exposure changes to this particular photograph, I can come up to copy. Then what I can do is I can slide down into the various areas over here and I can switch off composition, which is going to take away all of the actual edits based on the geometry of the photograph. I can then click across to the next photograph and I can say apply. And you will see that all of the settings that I've had from the previous image are going to be applied to the new image, but without the actual composition and the keystoning that I've done in the previous photograph. So it's a way of being able to select particular individual traits from a image and copy and paste them across to another photograph. What's really cool though is I can go and I can select several photographs. So for instance, this one, while holding Command, I will select a few more, and then I will hit apply again, and the same thing will happen. The images will have the settings from the one photograph copied and pasted across onto the other photograph, but without the geometry because I have taken that out from my actual Adjustments clipboard. Another important component of the Adjustments Clipboard, it isn't just found in the top right-hand corner with the copy and apply. You can also, when you hit copy, you will also find it under the style icon in your tool tabs. So when I hit style, you'll see that I have my Adjustments Clipboard down at the bottom over here. Importantly, you can play with the adjustments preferences by going to the contextual menu, the three little dots on the right-hand side, and there are a couple of other things that you can look at. Very importantly, you can go to auto select and you can say adjusted except composition. If you find that you never want your composition included in your edits, you can click this here. So we've gone to auto select adjust except composition. Now, even if there is a compositional component inside here and I say copy and then I paste elsewhere, so let's go back into this image, I'll double click it and we will apply, you'll notice that there are no compositional changes that have been applied to the next photograph because I have already said I don't want composition to be applied to my adjustments. So this is a basic kind of behavior that we can program into our copy paste settings so that you either have your compositional aspects included or you exclude them. Sync settings tip number 3, using individual panel adjustments. Now this is very useful if you're wanting to work on a particular aspect, so for instance your white balance or just the exposure, and apply it to a bunch of other photographs. Now the easiest way to do this is in fact to select your photograph that you're wanting to work on over here. So let's say we're going to be putting together a panoramic and I would like to adjust just the individual components of the panorama first. So I'd like to go into my photograph and I'm just going to adjust the exposure section. So we're going to adjust our exposure over here. I'm going to pull back on my highlights a little bit as well, and I'm going to increase my contrast just a touch and bring out the shadows. Right, so this is just a base level adjustment that I'm doing to the photograph before I actually apply it to the other images and then turn it into a panorama. Now, one of the ways that I can now do this is I can select the other images that are going to be selected. So I have the first in my series here. I'll hold down Shift and I'll select the other 3 and you'll see that all of these photographs are now adjusted. Now, importantly, make sure that your edit selected is applied over here. And then instead of hitting Shift+C and then Shift+V, what we're now going to do is look just at the actual exposure and high dynamic range tab here, and you'll see you've got this little arrow with the sort of diagonally pointing chevrons. And if you click on that, you will see these are the components that have been adjusted. So for the exposure, I have adjusted exposure and contrast. I can now just hit apply and it'll apply it to all of the photographs that have been selected. Similarly, I could do the same with high dynamic range and I can just say apply. Now, like the Adjustments Clipboard, when I click on one of these, I can opt out of using both or I can include everything. But what is important over here is that if I have a whole bunch of images and I only want to apply, for instance, a white balance, I can go to an image even after all of the others have been edited, and I can then adjust my white balance and apply just the white balance across to all the other images, essentially syncing them so that the color remains the same across the series of photographs, like this. In this image, you can see that there are already some aspects that have been adjusted inside the photograph, but I would like to take a new white balance and apply it to a whole series of photographs. So I can organize my white balance. We're going to do this by using the color picker, selecting a new color that we prefer, and then we're going to just cool it down a touch. Probably the tint needs to be changed ever so slightly. And then when I'm happy with that particular edit, I can then apply it to all of the other photographs inside that series. So I'm going to select those by hitting Shift and then selecting the last one. And there's another one over here. And what we'll do is we will just apply our white balance. And then all of those images are going to have the same white balance, whether they have been edited or not. And so that's quite useful because what happens is sometimes you'll edit a whole series of photographs and then rather than having to re-edit everything, you can just copy and paste or sync across that particular component that you are wanting to adjust. In this case, the white balance. Syncing tip number 4, using speed keys and the edit selected icon. Now in this situation, let's say you want to actually work on a whole bunch of photographs at the same time. So rather than working on an individual image and then syncing the edits across, you can work on an image and in real time, you will see the adjustments being made across the photograph. The provisos here are one, that you're using speed keys. And if you want to know more about speed keys, you can take a look at this video in this link where I discuss how you can speed up your editing using speed key editing. And then proviso number two is that you have the edit selected icon switched on. That basically means that it is orange. If you switch it off, it means that only one image, and that's going to be the master image that you have selected, is going to be adjusted. If you have that switched on, all of them are going to be adjusted when you use the speed keys or when you are trying to reset a photograph. So I'm going to select an image and a series of other images that are very similar, and you can see the master image is the one that is going to have the wider sort of window frame around it. So that is the image I'm looking at. But because all of these are selected and because I have edit selected switched on over here, if I use my speed keys, everything is going to change at the same time. So I'm going to go into my adjust so I can actually see what I'm doing as well. And if I hit Q and I push to the right, you will see that my image is going to get brighter. And they all catch up and they're all brighter. Let's take my highlights and bring those back a little bit. There we go. And then I want to open up my shadows a touch as well. And because I'd like a vignette, I'm going to hit P, which is my shortcut key for vignette, and I'm going to add a vignette. And there we go. The images have all been adjusted on the fly. It is important to remember though that only speed keys work in terms of getting all of your adjustments to move at the same time. You'll notice over here I have all of these selected and active. If I take my levels and I bring back the white, it's only going to affect this individual photograph. I would now have to go in and actually say copy and apply to have all the other images adjust at the same time. So if you're wanting to do some basic edits, you can use the speed key and it'll work at exactly the same time. For the most part though, the copy and apply is going to work extremely well. Copy paste settings, tip number 5, working with metadata. Much of what we've discussed in terms of copying and syncing your changes between photographs is also applicable inside your metadata. Now, this is particularly important for photographers who are having to apply information to their photographs, whether it's headlines, keywords, location information, tags, whatever it happens to be. And that you'll find inside the library component of the photograph. So here we've got somebody who is a staff worker sweeping a mill. And there we go. There is my headline inside the photograph, staff worker sweeping mill. But you'll notice that the other photographs don't have that. So what I could do to be able to align everything over here is I can select the images that I want to sync. So here we go. Here are my photographs. Then I will slide back up to the top of the metadata panel. And again, you'll have these same little arrows with the chevrons on either end. We'll click on that and you will see that it'll show the things that have been changed. So I'll say metadata, and again I can suggest which ones don't need to be synced and which ones need to be synced, and I can say apply. And when that happens, when we look at our metadata, they're all going to be the same. Okay, this is quite important if you're doing a lot of batch photography and working with files that need to be submitted to a client potentially. So it is important knowing how to be able to get your metadata synced across between the images. Now this is very different to syncing your metadata itself, which is going into a photograph and then heading up to the three-bar menu. Sorry, not the three-bar menu, heading up to the contextual menu and then saying sync metadata. Now, what sync metadata does, it doesn't sync photographs that are already inside your session or your catalog. What it does is it looks for IPTC information in the background that you've applied with another program, and then it syncs that to update it into Capture One. Okay, so not actually part of this particular lesson, but that is the difference between hitting sync metadata inside Capture One and just using the copy apply arrow on the left-hand side. One of the primary reasons why we use parametric image editing software, Piware, is because it makes life easier in being able to produce or edit a whole bunch of photographs very quickly. Hopefully this particular video has been useful for you in learning how to sync your settings across various photographs. One of the reasons I love Capture One is it gives me so many different ways to be able to speed up my editing workflow, and the syncing and copying and pasting edits between photographs is one of them. Core things you need to remember is your edit selected little icon and the fact that you can select what you're wanting to transfer across to individual images. If you found this helpful, please remember to pop a like and don't forget to subscribe to the video channel if you haven't already. I'd love to produce some more of these videos, so if you've got some suggestions or questions around Capture One, pop them into the comments section below and I will see if I can get around to putting out a video about that at some point in the future. Otherwise, I hope to catch you again on another video fairly soon. Till then, cheers.